Hello Internet, my name is Ace and today we are finalising the face of a cute female animated cartoon character. So if you've been through the rest of the course, you will see that we've studied the eyes, the nose, the mouth, and now we're just going to piece it all together with the actual construction of the head, where the features go, everything like that. So I'm going to try and make this video as short and concise as possible, just because you can go and check those other videos and you will see where everything goes. So I like to start with an oval like I do for most things. Well, it's a circle, I guess. You can go a little bit, you can squash it a little bit and experiment a little bit with this, but we'll just keep it just as a basic circle. So I'm going to find the center of that circle. Just stick a lovely line down there. You don't have to be too accurate. The accurate you can get, the better, but don't worry too much if you're not. So what we want to do is, if we actually look at an actual cranium, which is the big ball bit in your head, it's actually quite flat down the sides. Like if you feel your head, it's not this big ball shape around your skull. So I like to kind of flatten that off a little bit. I don't go too wild with it, just because with female characters like this, there's generally a lot of hair involved, so the majority of the actual cranium is probably covered. So I tend to do this. If I was sketching normally, I wouldn't rub this stuff out. I'm just doing it so you've got a bit more of a kind of visual aid with that stuff. So again, with everything, you want to be really very sketchy, very rough, because this is not the final thing that people are going to see. So you've got your cranium, and we need to add a jaw on now. So with female characters, we want to keep that quite pointy, not huge. And the actual length of it, I've never actually measured before, but I imagine is probably maybe a quarter, maybe the size. So if we break that into quarters, the actual jaw wants to be about this length. But don't go too mechanical with that. It's just a suggestion. So I bring the jaw, I kind of bring it slightly in from here, and it just goes down, then arcs round like this. So let's measure that down there. So it needs to come to some kind of point. Don't make it like this, but it does need to have a distinctive point into it, like that kind of thing. Let's join the rest on there like that. Again, you don't have to be too perfect. They're not perfectly even sizes, and that's good. You don't want everything to look mechanical. That's not art. It's boring. If everything's symmetrical, to me, it's boring. Symmetrical can look good, but I just prefer things like this. So the important detail now is, where do we put the eyes? So again, we want these big eyes to make things very cute for the female character. And if you look at a baby, which is generally considered cute, some people think they look like weird frog people things, but generally they're cute. They have a large forehead and large eyes, and that's kind of the Western epitome of cute. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the eyeline quite low down. A lot of people kind of tend to go just under center with the eyeline, but I just like to really go quite low so I can accent those big eyes. And we're going to go maybe around here, maybe 3/4 of the way down. So you want to kind of add a little bit of a curve to it as well. Just like that. So I guess it's hitting roughly where the jaw starts, maybe a little higher. So there we have the lovely curve there to sit the eyes on. And the nose, if you remember, I spoke probably on the nose one, maybe I think the eye one actually. If we have eyes that are close together, generally, this is basic caricature theory. If people want it, just comment down below, and I will do an actual course on, well, not a course, a series of videos on caricature. if you want a long nose, bring the eyes close together. The wider those eyes come apart, the further up that this nose comes. Okay, so if we are doing eyes really wide apart like this, we can bring the nose up here and it looks acceptable. What you don't want is you don't want a triangle like this. Eye, nose. It just looks super boring. So we want really wide eyes to bring that nose up short. And the nose line kind of, it wants to hit around where the bottom of that original spherical, where the circle was. So let's stick the eyes really big, like this kind of thing. Really big eyes. So this is where they want to hit. The nose wants to hit here. Again, it's only going to be this small kind of nose. We don't want anything too large. And in fact, you could probably, again, this is character design. It's not science. So you can experiment a little bit. I would even say we could bring up the nose slightly or the eyes down. Again, let's drop the eyes there. So they're cutting through that sphere a little bit. And we'll bring the nose about there. That looks kind of nice to me. And again, a lot of people tend to stick the mouth halfway between here and here. But I like to go a little higher, just so there's a bit more room for expression. So maybe not that high, but when we stick a mouth in there, we can play around with it. Again, it's just play with it and make it, have fun with it. This is drawing. It's not war or religion or anything serious like that. It's just drawing. So we'll go there, maybe a little lower, because I like to leave a lot of room down here. So out in open mouths and smiles. Now, when we do that, naturally, our jaws do open up slightly, like this. And this is a thing called squash and stretch, which we can get into again in another video. And I think I'm going to do a video on expressions sometime soon, so we can see how the jaw changes with those expressions. But here we have, let's stick an ear in. So we want little ears on the characters again, because the whole youthful thing comes into play with the cuteness. Again, mature characters can definitely 100% be cute, but generally smaller ears, bigger eyes, smaller jaw, smaller nose, it just makes for an appealing character. Big forehead. So we need to worry about the hair, which I've not done a video on hair actually, but let's just stick in a kind of let's add that little curve back that Ariel has in her hair. Let's stick that kind of thing in there. So for the hair, I like to go fairly high with the hairline. So let's kind of stick this just in here. Have that wrap like that. Then come in and around. Maybe wouldn't go as central with that, but like I said, this is not a lesson on hair. This is just a lesson on facial construction. So let's bring that out even further, like that. So that kind of thing is about right. And the neck, on a real human, the neck's maybe this thick. But because we're making really cute characters, again, small neck, it makes the head look bigger. Big head equals cute. Think about them babies. So that's kind of where we want to fall with this. So if we take the features that we've done in previous lessons, let me just grab some eyes, a nose, and a mouth. Okay. And just plug these in. Now, again, I don't recommend that you just use this kind of cookie cutter approach to character design, where you're just plugging in things. But I'm just doing this for the simplicity because we've covered eyes and noses and mouths. So let's grab that nose, pop that in there. Just grab the mouth. And I will do a render, a quick render and inking of the character, just so you can see what it looks like done. But again, we have here, it's very rough, and obviously I've just copy and pasted those features in, which again I do not recommend. I recommend that you take the principles that I spoke about in the previous videos and run with them, and just create your own features dependent on there. You don't just want 3 or 4 features that you just copy and paste into every character. So there's one thing I have forgotten actually, is eyebrows. Eyebrows can be very, very expressive. So the way I like to do it is connect both eyebrows together. So say if you're familiar with The Rock from like the late 90s wrestling, I think maybe it was earlier, I'm not sure. Later, I don't know. Then he used to do a thing called the people's elbow. No, people's eyebrow. He did the people's elbow as well, which was one of them things where one eyebrow's high, one eyebrow's low. If you're doing expressions, it's very important to connect these 2 things so they have a flow to them. Obviously not to create this monobrow, like she's got these massive hairy eyebrows, but the eyebrows would kind of fit there and there in that kind of thing. So we do want a flow to a lot of the things that we're doing to just add the elegance. So the way I do it is I kind of imagine that these muscles here, these kind of frowny muscles, and everything's just connected like that. So that's the way I position the eyebrows to feel kind of semi-natural. And they're generally thicker at the bit closest to the nose, I guess, and then wide. Again, I'm just scribbling here, but I'm just showing you kind of how I would place these things, like that kind of thing. So that's where everything goes to create, in my opinion, a attractive, cute character. And again, we can mess around. We can stick the nose up high. It's kind of fun to do this actually, because you can see just how the exact same things, not even changing the size, just the placement, can really affect the character. And again, I prefer that a bit more actually. Just the wider eyes, create that nose up. You want that short nose, increase the mouth up a little bit. But just play around. Just what you can do is take that, like I say, that rough approach. Where are we? Okay, that rough approach, cranium, and then center line. And then find this jaw, make it smaller, make it larger, do anything you want with it, and place the eyes here. You're like, okay, let's try them up here. Just move them around all over the place. The only way that you're going to come up with great characters that don't look super generic is to just play around with them. Just mess around and play it. Like I said, it should be fun. It's art. It's not anything of great seriousness or anything like that, especially cartooning. It's just fun. So there we have the character, and here is the rendered version, which again I've just did super rough with it just so you can get a kind of feeling for the how it would look somewhat rendered. But if people want to see more of these videos, please like and please subscribe. It really helps me out. Please comment and let me know what you liked. If you didn't understand something, let me know. So in the future, I can create videos that are a lot more helpful to you, and I can help you out if you're struggling with those things. So yeah, like, subscribe. If you haven't seen the eyes, the nose, the mouth video, which is kind of important in this kind of mini series, then just go on my channel. And there should be, well, there is a playlist there which has all the how to draw cute female characters. I think it's called something along those lines. You can see that there. So again, be awesome, share, subscribe, all that sort of good stuff. And I'll see you next time. So see you later.